I hope all is well with you. So much stuff to get into today. I'm trying to squeeze it all in as much as we possibly can. And we're going to start with the chaos in the Middle East. Here's the thing. No chance. Don't want it. Please, please, please. The hell are you thinking? If you think that we should go to war with Iran, you're insane. If you think that the West should be involved in any way, shape, or form in this, you're insane. Sorry, Bibi, this is, and you're pushing this insanity on people. You're pushing this insanity on, oh, well, if not, America's screwed. If not, no, this is your thing. Okay? We don't need to send young men and women and put them in harm's way. We don't need to see our military bases bombed to hell over there. We don't need to see any of this stuff done because you have decided, hey, this is it. And Trump, I'm telling you, you're going to lose a lot of people here. And there's a lot of people on the left, man, just running around watching the war hawks and the everybody's the neocons. It's all of the establishment on the left and right who are totally fine, apparently, with this, right? Lindsey Graham running out there. Let's go, right? No. But do I think it's going to happen? I think it's possible. Israel, you have every right to defend yourself. You have every right to do those things. And what Hamas did on October 7th, I get it, right? We had 9/11. We understand. But what's going to come out of this? And I think Bibi is playing Trump in a way where Trump is, I'm sure he's frustrated. Hell yeah, I bet he is, as he should be. But everybody talks about, well, the Putin's playing him. No, this guy over here, Bibi, he's playing the game. He's out there talking about, well, if not, you guys are next. What? No chance. I got news for you. Could there be sleeper cells? Yes. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about sleeper cells. We're not talking about stuff like that. They make it seem like at any given moment, they're going to unleash hell and it's going to destroy everybody in the planet and it's going to do all of the things. And that's why we have to take them on. Well, you go take them on. You do it. We'll give you some stuff to knock down some of those missiles, and we'll give you a good attaboy, and we'll make sure that stuff can get in and out when it comes to cargo and things like that. But if you want to risk your men and women, you want to open up another front, and you want to play regime change, let me tell you how this works. Trillions of dollars, 20 years, men and women on all sides dying, and we replace the Taliban with the fucking Taliban. Then we created a hornet's nest through bullshit in Iraq. And now you're telling us first it's the Middle East, and then it's Iran. Like Iran's going to roll through people. Come on.
Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's what these people want.
Bullshit. They may want it, and by they, we're talking about the upper echelons, who, by the way, like the fact that we're a foil because it allows them to keep their people in fear, but that's neither here nor there. But no, I'm sorry. First this, and then what are they going to do? Honestly, what the hell are they going to do to us? What are they going to do to us? Honestly, do you think they're going to fire off? I was talking to my buddy Jim earlier today. So they're going to land something in the middle of Boise, Idaho. I was like, shit, they got Boise. We're fucked. No, none of that stuff's going to happen. But they can reach our bases. They can kill our men and women in other places. And all these people out there who want to jump on this train and push for the insanity of let's get involved in this, you are fooling yourself. And you know what? You probably don't have kids that you may have to sit in there one day. It's really funny how the super wealthy and powerful love to send other people's kids to die so they can all make a shit ton of money. I'm a hard no on this. Continue, Bibi.
They chant death to America. So we're doing something that is in the service of mankind, of humanity, and it's a battle of good against evil. America should and does stand with the good. That's what President Trump is doing, and I deeply appreciate his support.
John Carl joins me now. So
I'm sorry, I don't buy any of this crap. And the first this, and then tomorrow it's New York City. It's not happening. It's not. And to think you're going to drag us into this, and Trump, you got to be strong. And I don't know if he is. And part of it is the fact that I think Bibi's playing this game. He is telling everybody, hey, we're going to attack Iran. Oh, really? When? 5 minutes ago we did. Oh, So that's already done. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. We should have told you sooner. No, if this is something you want to do. And by the way, Bibi had a lot of issues, with his peeps pre-October 7th. And at some point in time, I look over there and I say, okay, so what's the end game? That's why I keep asking me, what's the fucking end game here? What is the end game? Tell me. Somebody tell me. We're gonna regime change? Oh, that works so well. Is that really what's gonna happen? We're gonna change it out, right? Get rid of this Ayatollah and do what? Replace somebody who's friendly to us? What's the rest of the nations around there going to do? Going, holy shit, America and Israel just killed the leader of their country. Could they do that to us? Do you think that's going to endear us to everybody in the neighborhood? Probably not. It's already touchy. But money and the insanity of this, no. This is ridiculous. I can sit here and I can be honest about the fact that you have every right to defend yourself, and you do. Having neighbors not be your friendliest people in the neighborhood, I get it. What Hamas did and Iran. Look, we can sit here and talk all day about it, but you didn't go after Iran. You went after Palestine. You went after Hamas. And what you have done at this point in time is you're just continuing to, you're literally beating a dead horse. And now you want to drag us into something? That's a freaking hell no to me. I want no part of this. I want to spend any of our money over there. I want my kids over there. And I don't think Trump wants it either, because Trump's like, yeah, let's all make money. Let's all have fun. I think this cat is going to drag us.
The president flatly rejected a plan, an opportunity that the Israelis had to take out the supreme leader. Do you understand his concern? My understanding is his concern is that this would escalate the conflict beyond where it is already.
It's not going to escalate the conflict. It's going to end the conflict. We've had half a century of conflict spread by this regime that terrorizes everyone in the Middle East, has bombed the Aramco oil fields in Saudi Arabia, is spreading terrorism and subversion and sabotage everywhere. That's the forever war is what Iran wants. And they're bringing us to the brink of nuclear war. In fact, what Israel is doing is preventing this, bringing an end to this aggression.
Well, then you go and do that. You don't need us to do that, right? You go and do that. If that's what you're going to do, you be the heroes in this story, and we'll cheer you on. We're like, well, that was good for them. Oh, by the way, if you go back to 2025, from March of this year, there was a report out that you can get that talks about their nuclear program, saying they didn't really have one. It's not as advanced as people think, and it doesn't seem like they really want a bomb. And I'll tell you what, the more that shit like this happens, the more you go, this is why you want a bomb. You know what doesn't happen? People don't screw with Kim Jong-un. They don't. Right? You get a bomb, it kind of changes the whole, like, you get invited to the big table, and, it's like, hey, I was going to kick your ass, but I saw at any given time you could blow my entire country up, so I've decided not to. This is just insane. And then trying to make it seem like, hey, we care about you guys. You care about our money. You care about our support. You care about our politicians who are able to funnel money and weapons and the whole 9 yards. You don't really care about whether or not our guys and gals go and die over there. I'm sorry, Bibi. I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I don't buy any of it, and I'm not going to. And Trump, you're going to lose support. You're going to lose support in a major way. You're going to lose support, and you're already starting to see support erode. This is Dave Smith, who was a big supporter. He was on earlier today, Breaking Points, talking about this.
It was in 2007 that the Pentagon told George W. Bush that we cannot go to war with Iran because we do not have escalation dominance against them, essentially meaning that they can hit all of our bases and embassies in the region, and we are very vulnerable to them. And we've already seen demonstrated since the Israeli attack that the Iranian, the missiles that they sent last year toward Israel, as many of us guessed, that wasn't really their best. They were intentionally making an attack that wouldn't really hurt anybody, that wouldn't really lead to a war, which Iran has done over and over again. But now we've pushed them to the point where they probably don't feel that they have the option not to respond. And Donald Trump telling them to come back to the negotiating table now is a joke. Yeah. I mean, what a impotent leader to be sitting there talking about coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese.
Right.
Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one, and not on some like not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this. I know I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this. So it's just a devastating mistake. By the way, on top of that, he's also going to lose the deportation fight because of this. Because right now he needed all the political capital he could have to turn that, you got a majority support for deportations, but the minority is very mobilized and they're out and they're protesting all around the country. He needed all of his political capital for that move. So here's what we got. The neocons win. More war abroad and, bomb the world and invite the world. No matter who you vote for, you always get John McCain.
Oh, I love that. That was Dave Smith there. I'm with him. Look, I supported Trump. I wanted him to do well because the alternative was so awful. But the reality in this situation is I want no part of this. I didn't want any part of Iraq either. I said, why the hell are we going in there? Well, we've got weapons of mass destruction. I'm like, yeah, well, if they did, it's only because we gave it to them. Why is that? Because they didn't like Iran. So that was a good way for us to get them to fight each other. And it was fantastic. We'll back them, right? And because we like to do that. We like to get people. We're at times the nation, which I freaking love, but we'll go and say, you hear what that guy called your mom? And then you go to the other guy, geez, that guy called your girlfriend a fat bitch. Oh, next thing you know, they're fighting. And you're like, oh, I set that up. We've got to stop this, and we need to stay out of this. And he's right about everything when it comes to what is going down with Trump. Had to have paid attention this weekend. Telling me there's 250,000 people. I saw what it looked like out there. Republicans, you better get your heads out of your ass and pay attention. They're mobilizing. They're angry. They feel, and even Trump supporters, I have friends who are Trump supporters went out there. They're not happy about all this. They feel they're being BS to. And this right here, I think the guy who campaigned on no more wars, none of this stuff, I'm going to stop it all. Well, look, I can't blame what's going on in Ukraine. And I can only say, look, you're trying everything you can with Palestine, but the reality is Bibi is doing whatever he wants to do. But if you let him drag us into something, because he's the one that really wants this. He wants us. He wants a wingman. Bullshit. No, thank you. If you want to open up another front, and I'm here to tell you guys, if you think Iran is just some pushover, they've got about 800,000 fighters, military, another 200,000 proxies. And if you think that this is just going to be some rollover, they have God knows how many ballistic missiles. And you're seeing that the last time they fired stuff, that was more of like, look, we have to do this shit. But, that's because we got to save some face with our people. Well, now stuff's getting through more and more. Now they're starting to see damage. And that's why Israel's moving people below ground, their hospitals and stuff like that, because they understand. And now Israel's like, well, you guys better come on because you're next. We're not next. You didn't even finish what's going on over here. So no, thank you. No, thank you. I love Israel. I support Israel. But at some point in time, you have to look at what's going on. And to think that at some point in time that killing Khomeini is going to make everything better. Well, it's going to fix everything. I go back to the question is, so what's the alternative? Everybody always thinks the guy after the guy is going to be a great guy. Do you know that to be true? And we're going to put somebody that we trust in that position? That's going to go well. See the Shah. Come on. Do I think Iran loves to shit stir? They do. Because much like Israel, they're hated by a lot of the people around them. Nobody there wants them to get a nuclear weapon. Nobody does. And the one issue I have with them even getting a nuclear weapon, because at some point in time you think, just give them all nuclear weapons, just stand back. They'll all look at each other and realize mutual destruction is not what we want. Okay, good. Or they won't. But the one thing is, if somebody twists off and the fact that they're unstable and the next thing you know, there's some sort of overthrow, then you do have a madman with a weapon like that. But what we've tried isn't working, and war isn't going to work. And if you think that you're going to go and you're going to fight Hamas, fight Iran, fight Lebanon and Yemen when it comes to their proxies, that's not good. You need help. And I don't want to be the helper. I don't think anybody does. Sorry. And to say that somehow that they're going to blow up New York City or something is, again, I'm not talking about sleeper cells or any of that stuff. Any of that stuff is possible. But I'm talking about the way he's making it. First it's us, then it's done for New York. Come on. For God's sakes. So over the weekend, more insanity took place. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sure you did. The killing of a Minnesota politician by a nut job. And on top of that, the assassination attempt of another politician, which failed, thank God. And what we're hearing is he went to 2 other houses and they didn't, apparently one of them had good security. And so thank God nothing happened. This guy's a wackadoo. Okay, he is. The question became within seconds, though, whose team is he on? Is he on my team? Is he on your team? Is he red? Is he blue? Is he? He's a nut. That's what he is. He's a nut. Well, is he red? Is he blue? Is he red? Is he blue? Is he on my tribe? Is he? I got to protect my team. You got to. It's the badge at all costs. The misinformation, bullshit, and disinformation that was out there within hours. Well, Tim Walz appointed him to something. What about this and what about that? Just for the love, people don't even know what the hell is going on. But it's all about. It's not about being right. It's about being first, and it's about serving an audience of people that will buy into any crap that you say. And I think he's still called the millennial conservative. I like him. I think still that's good stuff. But I just sit here. This is all about, I got to serve this base. They need that red meat.
So we have some updated news in regards to the motive behind the shooting of the 2 Minnesota state representatives. It's looking like the man who shot them, who was a Democrat appointed by Tim Walz. Yeah, it looks like he targeted them because they voted against giving taxpayer-funded health care to illegal aliens. They simply believed that America...
Not true. Not true. In fact, his best friend, who was also a bit of a wackadoo, who wouldn't shut up, said, nah, he'd freak out if you called him a Democrat. This had nothing to do with that. But it's about selling the story. And the story is, it's this. It's it. No, it's my team. It's your Trump winked, so that gave him the opportunity because of January 6th to go do anything. And then Trump's going to pardon him. I heard a lot of that wacky crap.
American taxpayers shouldn't pay for illegal immigrants. And he shot them over it. State Representative Melissa Hortman and State Senator John Hoffman both recently voted against their party, with Hortman supporting repeal of free health care for illegals and Hoffman joining Republicans in the Senate to pass it. This is what whack job Democrats do when you vote against party lines. This is what they do when you disagree with them. And the sad thing is I see so many creators trying to pin this on MAGA. Guys, MAGA would have no reason to go after these people. In fact, of all the people in the Minnesota House and all the people in the Minnesota Senate, these are the 2 Democrats that were working with the Republicans. And you think Republicans went after them. The only 2 people working with them. Yeah, sure. That makes sense if you don't think about
it. None of that was real. But it doesn't matter because, again, it's not about real. None of it's about real. It's about bullshit. It's about, and here's the thing. We don't hold anybody accountable when they come out and say, people are like, what do you know about it, Chad? Here's what I know. I don't know shit about it. Here's what I do know is 90% of the crap I've heard has changed 20 times. And that includes the fact that the press conferences, his friends, his family, where it originally happened. You know, I mean, we're finding stuff out all the time. Well, this guy had a manifesto. He had journals. He didn't have a manifesto like, you know, the Unabomber. So when you think of the Unabomber, he had a manifesto, why he was doing stuff. This guy had like a hit list, right? He was going after Democrats. He was and to blame Trump and MAGA is insane because I didn't blame, that wackadoo went after the congressional baseball. I didn't blame Bernie because he was a Bernie supporter. A guy made a choice. He was nuts. Not everybody's elevator goes to the top. I keep saying that. It's the third floor. We're getting off. What's here? Crazy. Well, his wife's this or his wife. There's a lot of questions to be. But this whole thought process, and again, I love the millennial conservative, is, well, what about this? Well, he was going after them because he didn't. They didn't like the fact that they got rid of illegal aliens, free health care and stuff. So that's why he did it. That's why he did it. His wife was pulled over. She had all kinds of stuff in it. I think she's the big plant. And there's all kinds of stuff that we don't know about. But everybody wants to jump out there and say, let me tell you what really happened. Here's what you should always know. Measure twice, then a third time, then a fourth time, then take a break, come back, read some more stuff about measuring, measure again and again, and then somewhere in there you may find the truth down the road. But this isn't about truth. This is about, can I get the people that are watching me all the red meat that they need? Is this what you need? That it's all MAGA's fault, right? The left does it. That it's all Trump's fault, right there. Yeah. He was a wackadoo. Period. He was a wackadoo. He used this opportunity to, of nighttime, dressed as a cop, wearing a face hood mask, whatever that he has, that looked like it was a Michael Myers mask with the hair cut off, and which is a William Shatner mask. And then he went and he did what he did. It's horrific. Our politicians shouldn't be terrified for their own lives. We forget that the president, before he was president, while he was running last year, there were 2 assassination attempts. So when the left runs around and goes, this violence is crazy. Well, yeah, it was crazy last year too. But this guy had a lot of issues with pro-choice and abortion clinics. And he was living with 2 guys like half the week when he had a wife and kids somewhere else. And I mean, there was all kinds of stuff surrounding this, but everybody wants an answer. And the answer they want is, feed me the stuff that makes it seem like my side is the victim and the other side are the perpetrators in this. And finally tonight, the No Kings took place. And look, a lot of people out there. It's good. It's good to hear the voices. Some issues here and there, but nothing crazy, which is good. But you had a lot of people out there anyways who were, doing what they do. This lady, though, she was going to go out. She was talking about who's not going to be there to do all the stuff for the white people.
So I'm in my beautiful city, LA, and I have friends texting me like all morning. My gardener didn't show up. My housekeeper didn't show up. My farmer's market was closed. Everyone's scared. Well, this is not going to just happen in LA. And you 1%ers that only voted for Trump because of money? Guess what? You're going to have to do your own dishes or clean your own house or mow your own lawn and that wonderful produce, the organic produce you get for your brunches? All gone. Yeah, you're going to actually have to do some work around your house. These people are important.
It makes me laugh. Spoken like a true Democrat. Who's going to pick all the cotton? I mean, we care about it, but not so much. I mean, good God. First of all, can I just say, we have a little farmer's market we go to. It's awesome out here in Nashville. And we go to it, and it's cool. I don't know how big the farms are, but I'm going to say they're probably not very big. So I don't think they have a bunch of people that are working there illegally. Secondly, this whole thought process of, well, who's going to do the shit? I mean, even Trump last week said, you know what? Maybe there's some dude not getting rid of all the people that work at the hotels. People probably called him and go, hey, you have hotels? Yeah, I got a lot of them. All right, is anybody working? Let me check. Oh my God, no. We should probably get somebody in there. And farmers and restaurant workers, because he's getting it from people calling their Congress people and their senators they help put in there going, hey, this shit's got to end, man. My people aren't coming to work. I got all these crops. I don't have any robots to pick them, and nobody else is going to do it. So They are a useful tool to be indentured servants for people, which is shit, and you know it. There's a way to come at this in a real way. Unfortunately, like with everything in today's world, it's become so political that you can't have a conversation about, okay, what do we really do? How do we really focus on trying to get some of the people that are here for real, right? They came here. They love this country. It's not a booty call. They're not here for 6 months or a year, sending some money home and then hope to go back home. They're here. They love this country. They want to fly the red, white, and blue. They love America. Okay, let's sort them out from the people that are here for booty call, who just want to come here, make some money, and leave, and then sort those out from the real bad ones, the worst first. But you can't have that conversation. And Trump got to the point where he's now, I think, painted himself into a corner. It was like, got to get rid of everybody, or else, which isn't going to happen because we don't have the money or the manpower. So common sense is going to eventually win out, but it's got a long way to go on the track before it gets there. And in between then, we're going to have God knows what happened, including maybe us going to battle with Iran, which, God willing, that doesn't happen. And I hope Trump doesn't give in to the neocons and the wackadoos and the people like, like Lindsey Graham and everybody else out there, Schumer and that rest. Let's do it if we have to, threatening me, calling him a taco. Isn't that what Chuck Schumer called him? Taco, right? Like Trump always chickens out. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. That is. So if we go to war and we get dragged into this, I'm here to tell you, much like Dave Smith said, I think the political capital of a lot of the people who support Trump will disappear fast in a major way. And they'll start looking for flaws. They'll start looking for issues in a much louder way. And then you watch what happens. God willing, we don't get dragged into this, but I don't see how we don't. And as much as Trump wants to sit down and figure out how you talk about this and how you can try to come to some understanding, it is evident that Bibi Netanyahu wants to go to war. Trump's biggest issue may be that, very near future, maybe that, compared to immigration and everything else. Follow along across all of our social media. If you're watching us YouTube or you're not watching us YouTube, like and subscribe on the YouTube. Go there. It really helps us out. Chad Benson Show TV. You guys have a blessed rest of your night. Tomorrow we'll be back. A lot of stuff still to get to tomorrow that we couldn't get to today, including some wacky stuff, but more on this lunacy. And we really appreciate you guys checking out all of our stuff. And remember, we're 6 to 9 Pacific, 9 to noon East Coast when it comes to our radio show. You can grab the podcast as well. Go to chadbensonshow.com. Check all that out. You guys have a blessed rest of your Monday. We'll do it again tomorrow. Bye.